Welcome back. I want to share a little story talking about influencers. Sometimes they come in a minute, sometimes come in a lifetime. Quick story. I think one of my first major influences was my grandfather. He was from Kiev. He had an accent, would take me for walks in the park when I was 5 or 6. And one day I asked him, I called him Zeta. I said, Zeta, how do you know all these people? And he said, I didn't know any of them. I smiled once at one and they smiled back at me. And then they started talking to me. So I talked to them. And another one smiled. And so on and so forth. And he kept going on. And I said, and I understood it as a 5-year-old. I understood it, but I understood it more as I went along, that it can actually be brilliantly simple. Like we talked about before, brilliantly simple. With that said, I know you have multiple influencers. Can you share 2 or 3 people that have been influential in your life?
Yeah, I mean, I think actually I'll pick pretty close to home. So my mother and my father. So my father is the Maverick Inventor, designer, creator, just boundless energy to challenge, any of that status quo around you. Look at something and immediately be creatively, imaginatively curious as to how you could change it or improve it. But on the flip side, because I guess I'm like him, but on the flip side, my mother as well, though, that represented the dogged, determined, actually ahead of her years, commercial mind. She had a very, very good job in the City of London in an insurance firm in an era that frankly didn't have that very many powerful businesswomen. Mm. And actually, I always think, gosh, if I could achieve a fraction of what those two had, and I put them together, which I guess is the job of a child in some ways, but if I could try and deliver on that, I do think, because I'm painfully familiar. It's not enough to be the crazy scientist, the mad inventor. Oh my God, that is unfortunately 20-30% of the challenge at best. It's the 60-70% of the dogged determination to build relationships with all the authorities and the processes and systems and marketing and accounting and actually work that system. It's not often exciting, it's not often glamorous, but my God, if you get it wrong, you could have the best idea in the world and no one will know about it and no one will pay for it and you won't be able to build it. So I think trying to put those two things together. And I suppose, look, if I throw a third one in, and again, I am failing miserably on the creativity here, but genuinely, the Elon Musks and the Jeff Bezoses, they are figureheads. They are inspirational characters. Before I sat down here with you, I was just showing my kids a wonderful little latest TikTok clip. We've got a big TikTok following, so hence why I'm on, know about TikTok. There's a wonderful clip where somebody's asking Elon, and he's on hundreds of interviews, talking about how did he build a business where he knew that there was a chance that these rockets, and they have, would blow up. And how do you build a business plan around that? These were the killer words. These are the killer words of the question. And he just coldly just said, I don't have a business plan. I mean, I love the audacity. Of course, he has some idea of where he's going, but I love the audacity of tearing up no, you need to do an MBA and you need to study the textbook and only then are you ready. Rubbish. Most entrepreneurs and innovators just had an idea they were passionate about and brought people with them, focused on the product and delivered relentlessly. And I love the fact that somebody so public, is espousing those controversial, shake the tree type, messages. I feel like we're a tiny fraction of that same ethos, but it resonates always.
Yeah, I think, first of all, thanks for sharing about your parents, and that is what a team. And which relates to my next point is what's great about guys like Elon too is that imagination, that daring, but they also know how to put a great team together that makes things happen.
I mean, that's critical. We many years ago passed the point where on a day-to-day basis, I'm critical. I relentlessly try and make myself redundant. The more I can attract people better than me that I can hopefully inspire and guide roughly, because we're a big team of alpha personality people, the better. And I love that. And being hopefully that humble, leader where you've got to get the balance right. You've got to be firm when you need to be, but actually not squash these amazing people that flock to our business. I kind of love that challenge. It's never done and you never achieve it, but trying to strive to be good at it, I suppose, is my main kind of role in life at the moment.
Well, I'll leave. First of all, you've inspired me, and I really mean that sincerely. So thank you for that. And I interviewed a CEO a little while back that said he's having the best time being a CEO ever in his life because he's able to have emotions, he's able to be vulnerable, and he's able to trust people to do great things that he didn't know how to do, but lead the way.
Nice. So, yeah, well put.
Authenticity doesn't hurt either. So Thank you so much for sharing all that. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.